What's good, fam? Rev T is in the building for Tuesdays with Tawana. Yes, yes, yes. Always excited to be here. Always excited to be in the building with you. So grateful for your time and your energy that you bring to this space. Yes, 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 yes. So if you are here for the first time, I am Reverend T, aka Dr. Tad, aka Tawana, and we just chop it up. We chop it up about um, different things, different topics, different life experiences, and we build community by honoring each other's stories and loving one another and holding space for one another. So if you want to join in on the conversation, I welcome it. I will read your comments and we will have a dialogue from there. As you can see, I posted a few things in the comments for those who are on Facebook Live with us right now. I posted Tanisha. Hey, Tanisha, I see you, sister. I posted her website for her makeup line and her lip gloss and all that. I don't wear makeup, so I'm not even going to try to name I don't even know I know what a palette is. I just don't know how to use it. So, and I also posted for Tizzy Tees, TIZZYTEES. Taekwon has offered a 20% discount for all of you who are listening and chiming in and participating. So I am so happy about that he has gifted us with a 20% discount. So go on to Tizzy Tees because this is one of the shirts. Don't worry, I've had both of my shots and it's two shot glasses here. I don't drink, but I thought the shirt was really, really cute and just made light of a very heavy situation that we're dealing with COVID and vaccinations and boosters. And now they're lifting mask mandates all over the place and numbers might be going down, but I can only imagine how challenging this might be for families who can't get vaccinated, who have lost loved ones due to COVID, who have long term damage because of COVID. So, yeah. So, let's do a couple of shout outs before we begin. Again, just feel free to jump right on in to the conversation, and your voice is always welcomed here. A voice that agrees, a voice that doesn't agree. If you have any questions or concerns, this is what we do here with Tuesdays with Tawana. We rock, we build community, we love each other unconditionally. What's up, Cordio? I see you. Hey, Tammy. Good to see you, my beautiful niece. I was wondering if you were going to join today. I know you've been sometimes we got to take this mental break from social media. So yeah, that is a necessary part of self-care because I saw a post either yesterday or earlier today where social media is the only place where you can scroll and you'll see the heinous things that are happening in the Ukraine or Tigray, and then the next post is happy birthday so and so. Like it's just so many emotional this up and down, this emotional roller coaster, right? So you got to be careful and mind yourself. Pay attention to your body. So don't forget tizzytees.com. If you put in the code REVT20, you get a 20% discount. What's up, Jan? Good to see you as always. Hey, brother. Always excited to see you, brother, and always look forward to your input. Praying for the educators. With this mask, lifting this mask mandate. We got to pray for our educators. Yeah, let's hold space for our educators. They already go above and beyond. and at times risking their lives just with fights or, other things that might be going on in community that's putting teachers and educators, and all those employees in the education system at risk. And now we're adding more risks to their well-being and their lives. Oh, thank you, Tam. You're here for me though. I appreciate it. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Hey, what's up, Darlene? Good to see you, my fave. Glad you could join on today. So today we're gonna chop it up. Just stuff that's going on in the world. Stuff that is just going on in the world. But the one thing that I want to start with, many of you know that I am a metastatic breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in November of 2016. I'm at the 5.5 year survivor mark, which is big, which is nothing but God's grace and mercy and healing. And I am so grateful, and I give God glory for this, for being here, for this opportunity to be well enough to do Tuesdays with Tawana, to be well enough to chop it up with fam and friends, willing and able to build community one person at a time. Uh, so let me tell y'all something about Kelly. Yes, I am so glad to see you. You just warmed my heart, sister. I just met this amazing sister during a podcast that we did together, and she is just her presence, her spirit it jumped through the Zoom screen. And the work that she does for survivors as a survivor, I look forward to great work with her for sure. Tony said, "Oh, ain't no train stopping me from my divine time with my big doctor sister." Yes, I love you, Tanisha. Thank you for joining. So many of you know I'm a survivor, and one of the things that we talked about was pain and Black women's pain, and there is just something about the way the world, this world view, this very white view, this very white supremacist view, this view that's rooted in white power and individualism and dehumanizing Black people, Black skin, and even the BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous people of color. When some people look at Black women, when they look at Black women, they tend to see something other than a human being that experiences pain like everyone else. Like everyone else. Oh, thank you, Smoky Girl. Oh, thank you so much. The glow is from this beautiful community. Y'all just give me life. Hey, Jules, I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. So this pain that we experience, whether it is heartache or physical pain from a diagnosis or pain from working and not having an opportunity to provide self-care for ourselves and to ourselves, and people just don't look at our pain the same as pain that is happening to every other person. So when I walk in, I'm grateful and I honor my doctors, because when I walk into my doctor's office and I have a fractured rib, most of you know that, and they're thinking it's because of radiation, because the cancer has not metastasized to my bones. I get these muscle spasms. So my doctor immediately said, "What can we do to manage the pain?" And so I told her that I didn't want to be on this type of pain regimen. I would prefer some natural stretches, maybe some lidocaine patches that are prescribed and not over the counter, things of that nature. So she said, "I'm going to meet you where you are, and we're going to work together to manage your pain." There is another instance where I was just talking to a beautiful sister about a nurse who disregarded her pain, forgot she even requested pain medicine, forgot that she was supposed to bring her pain medicine. And this person is in dire pain. And this nurse just totally disregarded her situation and circumstance. And oftentimes it's rooted in racism. It's rooted in a way that racism has taught white thought, because you don't have to be white to have this thought. White thought that Black women have a higher tolerance of pain or can deal with pain at a different level, or it's not really pain. Or better yet, another sister said on the podcast, sometimes doctors, nurses, leaders, whomever is in charge of caring for us, law enforcement will assume the worst. They will assume that we are on drugs. They will assume that we are on some type of assistance, which there is nothing wrong with being and needing some type of assistance. Beloved, you are still a human being who is in need. They will assume that we're going to take the drugs and sell it. They're going to assume we're going to take the drugs to feed some sort of habit, instead of having this epistemological curiosity, instead of having this conversation with me as a human being, a curiosity that says, I really don't know your situation or circumstance, but I want to know more about this pain you're experiencing and how I, who made an oath to do no harm, can meet you where you are and help you work through your pain. Hey, mother. Yes, be safe driving. Tamika says she has experienced that. And I'm sure there might be several others on this this gathering that has experienced the minimizing of our pain. So to add to that pain is also an assumption, or an intimidation factor, if you will, about Black women and our prowess, right? We have survived dangers, toils, and snares. We have survived in the valley. We have survived rape. We have survived misogynoir, which is a disdain for Black women. We have survived patriarchy. We have survived being paid 63 cents to $1 as compared to white. We have survived, and yet sometimes that is viewed as something that is a strike against us. I had several brothers when I was living in another state, and I won't call them, and that's why I don't even want to name the state, because poor pumpkins. This is where I need my brothers on this line, and my blood brother to chime in. Several brothers said to me that because of my leadership and because of what I did in the community and because of my scholarly acumen or whatever, blah, 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 because I'm a reverend, I'm an ordained reverend, I was an associate pastor, blah, 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 that I am quite intimidating. And y'all know I had some not so nice words to say that I won't repeat on this broadcast, although we keep it funky, we keep it gully, we keep it 100 here. And I do honor and respect the audience, the wide audience that watches this. So I'm like, dude. So my response to them, I put it back on them. First of all, I'm not going to own anything that you think of me, especially when it's inappropriate, incorrect, and disrespectful. I'm not going to own it. That's your issue. Somehow you're looking in some sort of mirror and you have challenges with the way that you got to step up or step to a woman that has some semblance of strength, knowledge, wisdom, humanity, laughter, joy. I mean, these are basic humanitarian things that we all can ascribe to and we all can be a part of, right? And if I intimidate you, then I had to tell them, I need you to flip that and ask the question, why do I intimidate you? What is it about you? What is it about your relationship with women? What is it about your relationship with women that had to make it on their own? or in your terms, is this strong black woman, right? That we definitely got to change the definition for about that, because our beloved Audre Lorde says it perfectly. If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies and eaten alive. And that is exactly what's happening with our pain. People are defining and describing our own pain and our capacity to handle it, instead of us defining what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, and demanding to be cared for as a human being should be cared for, demanding to be honored as a black woman should, from our black brothers or our black beloveds, demanding that we are honored as the human beings that we are, the creative human beings that we are, the resilient human beings that we are, even when we are sick and we are in our beds, and the fact that we can raise our fork to eat a meal could be the most resilience that you have to offer, and we honor that. And it is disregarded in the medical field, out here in these streets, by our own beloveds. When is this going to stop? And when are black women going to be honored, so that this 40% morbidity rate as compared to white women who have breast cancer, that gap has got to be closed. That number has got to be diminished, because we die 40% more. We are diagnosed less and we are dying more. Is it because people are not paying attention to our pain? Maybe. Darlene says, I'm that way. I don't take prescriptions for pain drugs, feeling, yeah, sometimes, yeah, there is an addiction factor. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I don't default to pain meds that I have to take orally. But if I had to take them, I would. And I would have to build a trust with my doctor to make sure that my dosing is correct, that the term of me being on this medication is correct, so we can avoid any type of addiction, that I receive the therapy in the meantime that I need, whether it's physical therapy, whether it's emotional therapy, whether it's whatever it is, receiving the help and support that I need. Tamika said, and that's some bull crap. You're not intimidated. They're just intimidated by your intelligence. And Tammy, that breaks my heart. You are so right. That breaks my heart. And she said there's a lacking on their end. And why does it break my heart? Because I love my beloveds. We do this Tuesdays with Tawana because we are doing our very best to build community one episode at a time. We are doing our very best to bring each other together with all of our differences to build this beautiful mosaic. We do this so that we can humanize who we are and define who we are and change the narrative that's out here in these streets. A narrative that won't even let Africans leave the Ukraine because they want white people to escape first. We hear more about the Ukraine than we hear of Tigray that has been going, the genocide that is happening there, the rape of women and children, the pillaging of communities, the destruction of businesses, the destroying of families have been happening for almost 500 days. 500 days. And I understand that the Ukraine it's impacting us because it might, well, I don't want to speak this, but world wars have happened. But when we step back and understand I am because you are, then Tigray becomes just as important as the Ukraine. Black people in the Ukraine or Africans in the Ukraine are just as worthy to fight for as the people in Tigray, as the people here in the United States. Hey, Miss Odessa, always good to see you, beloved. Larry says, is the Russian-Ukraine communities, foreign students attempting to leave the country, say they are experiencing racist treatment by not letting black and brown people leave their country. It's not their war. Unbelievable. It's yes, Larry, I am outraged too, brother. It's sad. Darlene says this is sick. I have friends in Ukraine and I'm hearing it from the front lines. Yeah, we're not making this stuff up. This ain't because we want something else to complain about or bitch about or moan. No, this is about our lives. We want to live and not die at the hands of these systemic ills. So when we talk about pain, we are experiencing pain in so many different areas and so many different levels of life where we have got to come together and put a stop to it, because waiting for someone else to come and stop it for us, we're in 2022. If it ain't happened yet, it's not going to happen. So that means whoever votes, we need to go vote. Whoever has a business mindset to begin to build communities like Seneca Village and Black Wall Street and all the other Black owned communities where they rallied together and bought houses and bought businesses, or even the AME Church with all of its flaws. When they started, they opened up printing presses. They combated yellow fever. They opened up churches and schools, and they did all of this for us, by us, because the communities that had the money and the false power wouldn't do it for us. So we had to do it ourselves. We are in 2022, beloved, with all of this information and don't know shit. We are in 2022 with all of this access and we don't have shit. We are in 2022 with all of this stuff around us, all of these resources, and we are not using it to build community for us and by us. We're doing it in pockets. Don't get me wrong. I honor my beloveds that are out there hitting them streets like Kelly. I honor the people like Rochelle and Tammy and Ricky and my brother Larry and Tamika and others who use their platform to speak truth to power. It may not be so grand, but they're doing it in their purview. I honor that. Now, if we can take all those beautiful pieces and begin to put them together, not even pieces of a puzzle that you could break apart, but a mosaic that is usually cemented and glued together, and it is unbreakable. Unless you really intentionally want to break it, you really have to go through some really extreme measures to make it happen. This is about community, beloved, and about healing. Healing this hurt, healing this pain, healing the dehumanization of our beloveds, healing the separate and not equal, healing the atrocities that are happening from the U.S. to the Ukraine, to the Middle East, like Palestine, to Tigray, to other places. There are things that are happening that are constantly dehumanizing us as a people. I am my brother and my sister's keeper. We must come together as community and make this happen and insert humanity back into an inhumane system. So whether it means running for government office, whether it means taking your resources and building a community center, whether it means starting a scholarship for Black and brown students, especially when they're first generation Black and brown students, because they need holistic care. They not only need money, but they need someone to support them with the discipline. They need somebody reminding them that you are worthy. You are worthy of this education and you can do it. Or even for trade. If you're going to a trade school or learning a trade, you are worthy. You don't have to live up to some false sense of success or meritocracy. Absolutely not. You be the best that you are and that you are capable of being, and then some, and make it happen for your community. Take a piece of that and pour it back into your community. Pour it back into your community. That's a part of healing. When I talk about healing in community, it is truly Afrocentric. The United States and what it was built upon, they don't know about community. They don't know about each one reach one, each one teach one. They don't know about Ubuntu. They don't know about that. This country was built on individualism and capitalism and hate and racism and dehumanization, so that they, the group, white privilege, white power, white thought, can then control what's happening, which is why they're pulling books out of school, because they have a level of discomfort with the history. Well, why not learn about the history so we don't repeat it? But you don't care to repeat it because you are benefiting from the blood, our blood that still cries from the ground. So if you would learn the history so that we don't repeat the history, and then come together so that we can build some sort of a unified communal society that honors and respects differences, that honors and respects agreements, that honors and respects humanity, whether it's a BIPOC, the BIPOC community, or white, or whatever you identify as, non-binary, same gender loving, whatever it is, I honor you and respect you, because in the end, you are a human being and you breathe just like I do, and your blood is red and bleeds just like I do if we got cut. Beloveds, hey Mama Lovey, you are in the house. Yes, you are. And I love you so much. I do. Darlene said she got upset. Someone said that he doesn't care about what's going on in Ukraine because it was not his fight. If this war causes a domino effect and lands in the United States, then what? Right. Why do we have to wait? And it is impacting us. It is impacting us because if we are thinking of ourselves as a communal people, then how can I live and survive and flourish when you're hurting and you're dying and you're forced to live in impoverished communities, or war-ridden communities, or communities that are killing you because of where you live and because of the resources you have and because of greed? I'm with you, Darlene. It makes me angry. So what do we do, beloveds, in these last 2 minutes? One, we acknowledge and honor our pain. Let us not be ashamed of our pain because it's real. Don't let anyone tell you that it's not real, because once you acknowledge it, you can face it and fix it. Once you acknowledge it, then the remedies and the things that will help you heal will then be attracted to you and come to you, whether it's by way of some form of medication or treatment, or even community, or somebody picking up the phone saying, I see you and I love you, and what do you need? Because I got you. It runs the gamut. Whatever that looks like for you on your journey, you acknowledge the pain and don't apologize for it. Let us not stay there. Let us find the remedies in community, because sometimes I just don't know what I don't know. When I was going into treatment, I didn't know what questions to ask the doctor. They're telling me about metastatic breast cancer. They're telling me about bilateral mastectomy. They're telling me about this chemo cocktail, lost all my hair, weight, couldn't sense a taste, couldn't eat, couldn't bathe myself, all these other things I didn't know, but my beloveds knew, and they journeyed with me. And they said, yes, Tawana, this is normal. And not that misery loves company, but it's sure good when someone can affirm who you are, no matter where you are and how you are. So we come together as community to journey together on this healing process, through this healing process. When I experienced the pain of being on an immunotherapy, thought it was changing my life, had no evidence of disease. My body then rejected it, and then I had a recurrence, then had to have another surgery. Then my reconstruction didn't work. I had a hematoma, almost took me out of here. All of those things, but I had my village and my community right there. And because of my village and my community, my children, my family, I am still here, because healing happens in community, because they honored where I was. They honored my pain. They honored my healing journey. They honored where I was. They honored what I was going through. So, what we do today, when we leave this broadcast today, we honor our pain, we acknowledge the pain, and so that we can face it to fix it, and we seek community to then begin to heal from the forces that try to kill us every day. Lucille Clifton said it best. Won't you celebrate with me? For every day, something or someone has tried to kill me and has failed. So we are here, beloveds, because we are building community so that we can survive and not die at the hands of the systemic ills that try to kill us every day. Beloveds, I love you. I see you. I thank you for joining. I thank you for sharing your stories. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for noticing my new logo by Providence Designs. Lauren, oh gosh, her last name just escaped me. That's Chemo Brain. Sorry, Lauren. But Providence Design, she designed my new logo, Dr. Tad and Dr. Tad Enterprises. So you'll start to see more and more of that branding as I have fun building this brand and building community and speaking life into dead situations, speaking life and wholeness into the hurt and the pain of our people so that we can move forward. And we can love, we can live, we can laugh, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this, and we'll get through this together. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining. I'm so grateful. Share this. Look at it again when you need some encouragement. Whatever the case is, this will be reposted on all platforms, and you'll be able to find it on our any podcast platform as well. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being willing to rock with me and roll on this journey with me of healing in community. We can do this. This is Reverend T, aka Dr. Tad. Tuesdays with Tawana. I'm out. Later.